Hello! Happy Monday. We are cruising through a couple of weeks of spiritual disciplines, and today I wanted to talk to you about worship. Worship. We were created to worship. If there is any doubt about that, let's look at society and how we are. Now, I am not coming from a place of judgment because I'm bad at some of these things, but let's look at the priority and the emphasis that we put on things like social media presence, or how our kids are involved in this, that, and the other that's competitive and winning, and how we take the time to buy X, Y, and Z because that's what everybody has. All of those things, right? Our emphasis that we put on stuff and the time we spend on accumulating and acquiring and all of that kind of stuff, right? We were created to worship. We were created to have something on the throne of our heart. And it is so easy to put the wrong things there. There is so much good in this world, right? Like our cell phones inherently aren't terrible. Sports with our kids aren't bad. Our children in and of themselves, right? Our spouses, like those are all good things. But sometimes we put those things on the thrones of our heart and they take the place of Jesus. Now, I cannot take credit for the majority of the words that I'm speaking to you today. One of my kids has recently preached a couple of times on worship, and he's talked about how when we put the wrong thing on the throne of our heart, our vision is skewed, our direction is skewed, what we're looking at is skewed, and when in reality our hearts were created to worship Jesus, right? We were created to worship Jesus. That's it. And so often we get so caught up in everything else going on in the world that we put something else there, and that takes up our time and our energy and our resources. But if we can take moments to just step back, like we talked about last week, in those solitary moments, and just worship and thank him for what he's done, even when it's so hard, we can find something to praise God for. So a couple of things. First of all, if you don't know or understand pure worship, go to any of our chapels. They're all on the YouTube channel, and watch Elementary Chapel for the first 10 minutes, and you will see the purest worship. Just kids excited to be in the presence of God. Another thing, what is worship, right? I'm going to quote one of my children who quoted a commentary. Worship, another word, is desperate gratitude. Desperate gratitude. Desperate meaning helpless, gratitude meaning thanks. We've got nothing else to give but thanks to God. Sometimes it might just be that we woke up in the morning. Sometimes it might just be that we are breathing and moving and living still. But as we continue to press in, just like we talked about last week with prayer, if we continue to press in our worship, he continues to press back to us, and we can grow and develop in our relationship with him. Our kids watch that too. Our kids actually can be an example of that. If you want to know and to understand this a little bit deeper, put on the song Waymaker and ask your kids to sing it with you, and they will show you exactly what to do. So worship is where we have Jesus in our hearts, right? We're going to put him on the throne of our heart. We're going to make him first. We're going to have time in prayer with him, and then time in worship with him, where we tell him how good he is and how grateful we are for him, because we are helplessly thankful for what we have. I hope you have a great week. I love you all.